Yo, so what's up, YouTube? Right now, I'm on Post Road. I'm not at home. I came over here to chill with my little cousins and see if the kids that I be hooping with was outside. So I could hoop at the court with them. But I decided to just come over here by the creek. If you don't know, this is the creek. It goes all the way that way. If you go that way, it's going all the way to Brentwood. And then if you go that way, it's going all the way to the houses, Baker, the 103 neighborhood. The elementary school that I went to. But as y'all know, I did an article with Indy Star. Indy Star is actually one of the biggest news blogs, journalist platforms in Indianapolis or just Indiana in general. Literally, they have probably 64,000 followers on Instagram and over 100K over on Twitter. So I've been bonding and building a connection with a guy named Michael, and he's a journalist that works with Indy Star. So we did a story on my life, and if you would like to read that story, that article, it definitely will be in my link in the description below, or you can go on my Instagram and check it out. But man, I just want to say that I really appreciate everything in my life, and I really want to give honor and glory to God for helping me come this far in my life, knowing what I went through, knowing who I could have became in this life, and just knowing what I have seen and just grew up in. I thank God for picking me up and helping me overcome and saving my life, because I am 26 years old. Lord's will, I will be 27 July 23rd. A lot of my friends did not make it to see 25. Over 10 of my friends were killed, and over 2 ever made it to past 25 before they died, And knowing what I grew up in, knowing the lifestyle that I was born into, and knowing the direction that I was going, I thank God for giving me a mind that He gave me I don't know, man. I'm just thankful for the mind that God gave me. I'm thankful that He helped me become conscious when I was a kid. And to make my mind up to want more and to be more than the things that was in my environment, and I am truly grateful and I'm thankful that when I think about the position that I'm in right now, sometimes I struggle on my days, sometimes I have down days, but I think it just comes with the journey, and it's all about me growing and trying to become better, because nobody is perfect, and I just have to constantly push myself and continue to strive in this world, because it's a broken world, But I thank God. I thank Him, and I try to thank Him through my walk of becoming more like Jesus, His Son, and just But I don't know. I'm just thankful to make it this far in my life, Growing up, I watched so many people that sold drugs be praised. I was the one that people made fun of, I was the one that people thought wasn't going to make it in this life. A lot of people had me dead to the gun before the age of 25 or in and out of jail. Especially when I went Lawrence North, a lot of people didn't believe I was going to make it in this life. I watched everybody else succeed, even the people I hung out with in this neighborhood. This neighborhood is the neighborhood I grew up in, but this is Postbrook. But Postbrook is on 42nd and Post Road. Certain places across the street and stuff like that. We could walk over there. It'd be lit, wouldn't it? Yeah, we can. Let's go. And we can just talk, We can just talk while we just walk and stuff like that. Y'all can just get a nice different view, a different scenery of my neighborhood, This is the same neighborhood I used to run as a kid, Actually, it has a lot of bats here, too. So we used to run from bats when I was a kid and stuff like that. Yeah, man, so, hold on. What I was saying? I don't know what I was saying. But, man, I'm truly grateful, man, to be able to make it this far in my life, Just to be in the position that I'm in. I never really thought I would be here, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I never thought that I would be in this position that I'm in currently, I'm known around the world. I'm known in different parts in America, and I'm known in different countries around the world, And that's pretty amazing. I don't know, man. It's just pretty amazing. You're actually about to cross the street and go in someplace. Someplace was when I actually really started to like, during the time when Someplace was popping. I was still living on Brentwood, living with my grandma, and Someplace, I never really experienced Someplace until until I actually jumped off the porch myself at 11 years old, 11, 12, and I started walking from Brentwood to Someplace almost every day in the summertime. And during that time, that's when Someplace was fat, like, and it was mainly my generation. That's when I started to meet different people who started to move on Post Road. Like, I started to hang out with this kid named Nugget. Hold on, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I was about to run. I started, like, we about to cross the street. It's crazy because, man, we about to cross the street to Someplace. They cut all the trees down in Someplace and the bushes. Stuff like that. But it changed over here a lot. Like, people be like, some places the hood, some places no longer the hood anymore. It has changed. Different cultures have moved over here and just stuff like that. But this is Someplace, y'all. This is where we used to hang at. We used to be on side of people build. Like, we used to hang on the buildings, the side of the buildings. We used to hang on the top of the mailboxes, the green boxes. Back in the day, they had a tire. So we used to, okay, copyright. So yeah, man, like, I was just going back and thinking how far I made it. And it's crazy how fast time moves. Because, like, when I look back, I'm like, dang, we were just kids over here in Someplace hanging out. Like, right now, years ago as a kid, we would currently be all out here, literally, getting ready to have a firework fight. We used to have firework fights and everything like that, you know, and I'm just grateful, man. I am. I don't know. And, like, I'm gonna show y'all some of the writings that we put up. Our writings are still on here too. Look, hold on. Oh, you can't. Yeah, our writings is. I can't really show people mailbox. I think it's against the law. But our writings is definitely still on there. Like, we used to run all the way through here with the firework fights. The firework fights and stuff like that. We used to post up on those. We used to actually, when I said we used to sit on the back of people's air conditioners, so these don't have gates. They took the backyards and stuff. They took the gated stuff. So we used to chill right there. Or we used to chill on these little things right here. Or we just chill on a green box, man. The green, but they turned it, it's not green no more, it's brown. Or we used to chill at the cage. But the cage is the green box. But the cage got took down, it's the basketball court. And the park was way different, it was gated too. And stuff like that, so. It's crazy how far I came, knowing where I come from, knowing what I used to do. Like, we used to run from the police in this neighborhood, like right here. Someplace is very big. And before they put gated, like so the ways that, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not proud of what I did, but I'm gonna show y'all. A lot of ways that we used to run, they gated, so it's black gates. So now, say if we were still out here as kids, we would have to run main ways, you know? So we used to have times where the police helicopter used to come and flash their light on us and stuff like that. Like, Someplace now is nowhere compared to how it used to be. Everybody used to be outside, you know? Just like Brentwood, man. And I'm gonna get into the emotional side of things. I just want to share my memories so y'all can see how far I came and how grateful I am, because I was very wild growing up, you know? I was slightly mature. Hold on, copyright. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the emotional side. I just want to share how far I came, man. How I used to be wild. Yeah, I was kind of slightly had a head on my shoulder. I was level-headed, but at the same time, I became a product of my environment, you know? Brentwood used to be lit. Brentwood was the spot everybody used to hang out at. Fireworks. Brentwood is one way in, one way out. So as a kid, on 4th of July, we used to light that street up, man, on Brentwood, literally. We used to literally light it up, because Brentwood was like, growing up on Post Road, it was a big family. And Brentwood was full of family. So it was pretty fun. We used to walk up and down this street as a kid. And my grandma used to say across when she moved off of Brentwood, she moved in Postbrook, so all I had to do was just cross the street when I wanted to go home. The cage used to be jumping. The cage was the basketball court. Used to be fat, man. And that's the only thing I miss in the past was how we all used to be, you know? How we all used to have, like, you know? How we all used to be growing up. But I'm gonna get into the emotional side once I'm about to go sit back down and we about to talk. Just taking y'all with me on that little journey. I am truly grateful to make it this far in life, man. And I think about it and I think like, dang, things really change when you get older, you know? And I just want to say, like, I really made it far in my life, you know? I made it on TV multiple times. And this is not to brag or anything like that, but this is to let y'all know how far I came in this life, knowing where I come from, you know? Knowing that I come from 42nd and Post Road, knowing what I used to do when I was a kid, knowing what I seen and what I grew up in. I saw a dead body when I was in middle school, you know? And like, I saw so much. I grew up in an environment surrounded by crack cocaine. I grew up in an environment where being bad, where vice lords and gangster disciples was in my community, where we're following that pathway, following the street pathway, following the street code was the lifestyle that was praised. We were praised for selling drugs. We were praised for going to jail and keeping our mouth closed. You know, we were praised by the older people. And I know that coming from broken environments where love is absent, we're gonna go where we feel love is at. And a lot of people say there's no love in the streets. But it really is. It's conditional. So if we ain't getting that love and that connection from our parents or our household, we're gonna go outside and find it. And if the people on the outside is praising us for selling drugs and gang banging, we're gonna do that because why? It's love there, even though it's conditional. And so that's what I grew up in. You know, I didn't really. As a kid, you know, I remember at the time I had on red pants and I was praised for having on red pants, even though I was just having on red pants. And somebody was like, basically when I was coming out of someplace, it was like, good choice, you know, like praising me for having on red pants, you know. And like, I'm thankful to make it this far in my life, you know, because that story is true. How everybody in the hood grows up and eventually most of everybody dies or most of everybody goes to jail. That is a very true story. And I think I need to move because it's getting darker and I want to get into the light. So we're going to move over here to the light. You know what? Hold on. I ain't going to leave yet till later on tonight because I got to go pick up my mama. So I don't feel like going all the way home and then leaving all the way out again. I was about to say, I thought that was my cousin. Alright, we're gonna sit right here. Yeah, man, so a lot of my friends did not make it. You know, we're gonna sit over here. We're gonna sit right here. This is, okay, we can go right back across the street. Yeah, a lot of my friends did not make it, you know, they didn't make it. And I really made it this far in my life and I'm truly grateful. And I just want kids out there to know that if you in the ghetto, just stay true to who you are because when you get older, you're gonna realize and look back and see like, it wasn't worth it. And I could finally say that. And I'm thankful to be able to say that at a young age because usually when people dab into the streets, it takes them until they're like 40 years old to finally look back and say that this stuff was not worth it. And that's when they try to guide the youth. And I'm thankful to be in my 20s to finally get it, to look back and see that all this stuff was never worth it, you know? All this stuff, it had no meaning to it, it had no value to it. I was the one that people made fun of, you know, because I was different. I thought differently. People called me weird. And I watched I watch the people who did bad get praised. Like I watch people from the hood get praised for doing bad. And just in life in general, I watch people get praised for taking 20 years or selling drugs or being on the block or causing more destruction in their community. But you see the kid who's doing good, who's graduating high school, who's graduating college, who's doing something positive with their life, they are ignored. Nobody praises them. And it might seem like and I just want y'all to know that if you're the positive kid, to stay true to who you are. Stay positive and keep pushing. Even though right now a lot of people around you might not praise what you're doing, but you see the kid who's causing destruction in their community, who's pushing more poison in their community, be praised. And this is honest, and this is some true stuff that I've seen with my own eyes. I watched the drug dealers be the top image in the ghetto, where who everybody praised. They had the high status everybody loved conditionally, right? Years passed, right? Those same people that was praised, they're either dead, locked up, or still hanging on the block, you know? And this is not to brag, this is not to lift myself up, or just, I just want y'all to see the truth behind all this stuff. I was the one that people laughed at during that time where the drug dealers were praised, And now if you look at this time, I made it far in my life. Now a lot of people are watching me, I have became the cool kid. I have became the one that not even praise. I don't want to say that because the only one you should praise is God. But I have became the one that people are inspired by, or just basically the cool kid. And I say basically, be careful who you make fun of, because you never know how this life is going to turn out. You never know. Like, I'm the first kid from Brentwood to become this big, to become this successful in life, and I'm truly grateful. I never thought that I would have a platform. I never thought so many people would know me, but I know that this stuff is temporary in this life, so I don't want to get too attached to this stuff in this world, because I don't know when my time is coming, All I want to know is I just want to constantly build a legacy and build my story to inspire others who are behind me, who are coming behind me, the youth, or just people in general in this life. And I know that when I die, I can leave a powerful story that can inspire another person to push and push through their life story, their life journey, But I'm truly grateful, man. And I say, man, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it to be honored by the block, It ain't worth it to die it ain't worth it to die for that image, To be a lot of people die for images to be honored in their hood. I'm gonna tell y'all, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it at all. Once you realize so much stuff in your life, and once you really just take a step back and see how stuff really is, you're gonna see the street lifestyle, honoring the structure in your community, your neighborhood was never worth it. Because eventually change is gonna come. And when you see change, you're gonna realize and look back that everybody who was honoring that street code, everybody who was praised back then, who you hung out with, a lot of them ain't even gonna make it. They all gonna be dead. A lot of them are gonna die or go to jail. And that's a true story. Or some of them are still going to hang on the block. Or some drug dealers turn out to start being drug addicts. And that's how it turns out, literally. That's how the story turns out in the ghettos. Literally, that's how it is. And a lot of people don't show y'all that side. But I want to show y'all the truth. I want to keep it raw with y'all. That's how it turns out. Either at the end, either people going to be still on the block, most of them going to be dead or in jail, or some of them going to be strung out. And that's how it plays. That's how it plays out. It might seem fun when we kids, but I had to realize as I got older, I had to stand for something, I had to value my life, No matter if people turned on me, no matter if people, looked at me weird or hated me, you know? Because at the end, I'm still like, I am now elevating. I have now became that cool person. The one that made it out, the one that became successful. Sorry, y'all, I had to run. I just got chased by a bug. Indiana is country. Sorry, y'all. Indiana is crazy country. I'm sitting in my car, fam. I'm sorry, y'all. I got chased. I got chased by a bug. I don't know if y'all can see me. Hopefully y'all can. Right. Yeah, I got chased by a bug, y'all. I'm sorry. I had to get in my car. But yeah, man. I'm just grateful to make it this far in my life. I watch Mario, Wax, Kevin, all them, Pac-Man. They all made the Trap Boys. I watched them growing up. They inspired me, actually. They were the first group on Post Road to ever start to film, literally, and start to post on YouTube. Like, they had a vision, and they created the Jiggly. Like, people be trying to figure out where the Jiggly comes from. The Jiggly comes from Post Road, but they started from Pac-Man, Mario, my cousin Kendall, known as Wax, Kevin, and the rest of those people that was in the group called Trap Boys. And I used to watch them because I used to be inspired by them. They used to have the mic, the studio in the closet. They had a camera where they would just walk around and film. They had a vision to really make it out the neighborhood, and it ain't turned out how it was supposed to turn out, but I can say that the Jiggly did become one of the biggest dances in the city. It made it to the NBA and the NFL. But I don't know. I just think back at my life and see how far I came, and I'm truly blessed, to make it this far, to have this platform, to be known. I am close to becoming famous, Like, I have a platform, I have a voice, and people are starting to know me, and I'm not used to that. That's a new thing, That's a blessing. Knowing where I come from, knowing how many people failed before they reached this point, I know I wanted more in life, like I don't want to die for no street image. I don't want to die to be honored in my hood. If I have to carry a certain image or structure, I want to be respected for standing on what I believe in and finally being free and not allowing anything to hinder me or hold me back. I want to fly, be free, spread my wings. I come from 42nd and Post Road, Indianapolis, Indiana. Brentwood, to be exact. Town of Terrence, TNT. I was in that era of the Jiggly. I was in that era when everybody used to hang out on Brentwood when I was a kid, the Red Park, Blue Park. We used to hang out at the Cage. I was a part of that era. But it's gone now, of course. But it's a blessing to make it out that era, To do it the right way. It's just so weird. I don't know, in a good way. It's like, dang, I really made it this far in my life. I'm really a kid from Post Road who has a platform. I'm trying to do positive. I moved away from the street lifestyle, and I'm not trying to put poison in my community or cause more destruction. I'm trying to lead by an example to show the youth that it's another way to go in this world. And from the ghetto, you don't have to pick up a gun or sell drugs. You can go to college, graduate high school. You can, pick up a camera, be a YouTuber. You can do anything you put your mind to, and it doesn't matter where you come from. As long as you make your mind up, you can really do it. You make your mind up and say, I don't want to sell drugs. You're going to go towards things. You're not going to go towards choices that put you in a position to sell drugs. You Y'all get what I'm saying? You ain't gonna go hang out with that crowd. You know, you ain't gonna be persuaded to do certain things that you know that in your mind that you do not want to do. You know, don't die to be praised in your hood. You know, don't die for no image. To be praised and honored in your hood, to be accepted. Because when you get older, you're gonna realize that this stuff was not worth it. If you're sitting in a cell, you're gonna realize that this stuff was never worth it. Look at Chicago, for example. The war in Chicago, 63rd, 64th. We're going to say them because they have a spotlight on them, even though their issues is the same issues in the hoods around America. As a kid, they thought that stuff was cool. Now, if you look at now, most of them are dead or in jail, and most of them ain't never getting out, and it was never worth it. A lot of people do certain things just to be honored in their hood, to be, you know, just to carry it, just to chase an image, to be respected in a way, you know, and it's never worth it. It will never be worth it. Because when you die, you're going to be forgotten. When you go to jail, ain't nobody really going to write you, you know? But yeah, man, I want to end this video. I don't want to make it too long. It probably already is long, but make sure you like and subscribe, you guys, and we are out.